you guys performed? Obviously, first half was different from second, and what allowed them to, you were up 20 and then down 5.
Well, they were great,
Right.
and we were awful for a stretch. We missed some easy shots. Our bad shot selection led to transition. Didn't guard the ball screen, and plus they played lights out. Those guards are as fast as we'll ever play against. Yeah, you can make that the theme, first half, second half, where you could say, first half great, second half sucked. They were great, but somehow found a way to win. Because I think we went on a 7-0 run the last 3 minutes or whatever. So we were fortunate, but also I thought our guys did some good things, and we got a couple of guys that the pieces don't quite just fit yet. They just don't know yet, and hopefully that'll change. But you know, Zeke during the first half, AJ during the first half, Juan kind of kept us in at the second half. KJ was great the first half, then Hunt down the stretch was good, but that was a heck of a basketball team we played tonight.
And the atmosphere of the blue blood matchup, I know it's early, but is it fun to coach in something like this?
Yeah, first half was great. I thought now I could be wrong on this, so you North Carolina people tell me different if I'm wrong. Total class on both sides. It was cheer your team, but not get after the other team. I think there's a mutual respect because North Carolina and Kansas doesn't exist without the other one. I mean, Dean Smith came from here. Larry Brown came from Carolina. Roy Williams came from Carolina and Kansas. I mean, there's some things about this place and the other thing is, for the first time in a long time, it's not emotional if Hubert and I play. It was emotional for Roy. It was emotional for Coach Smith. It was emotional for Larry. There was too much emotion going on to have it be a good game. Now it's a good game, and I think in large part because those emotional ties don't exist anymore. But there's nothing but respect for each other. At least I assume that's how they feel too. Atmosphere was, you know, it was a 10. You know, I don't know that it can be turned up much more than what it was for 40 minutes tonight.
Bill, I think you said during the summer you wanted 8 startable players through 2 games. I think you've had 40 bench points in each game, and last year you averaged, I think, 12 points per game off bench. Yeah. How much of a difference do you feel that through these 2 games, and what are you hoping to see still for some of these guys come out?
Well, I don't think Diggy and Ryland and AJ are comfortable yet. I don't. Rock East didn't get a chance to play tonight. He's done well, but I don't think they're comfortable with that yet. Zeke obviously played lights out and got tired. Mm-hmm. You know, he didn't miss like his last 5 but he was on fire there for a stretch. I thought, you know, looking at it, and I could be wrong, but you know, KJ played way too many minutes. But other than that, nobody played 30, which is kind of a welcome deal for us, considering how we had to play everybody 35, 37 last year. So we'll get better. But that was just to try to piece it together down the stretch. Play not to lose the second half, and you know, when you play not to lose, the basket shrinks, and they're playing with the big basket, and they were great, and we weren't being good. But somehow, you know, guys figured it out down the stretch.
Well, you mentioned that Zeke got a little bit tired, but he still put the ball in his hands to make the pass on both those last 2 plays. I wonder if you could just take me through those last 2 plays, in particular his execution of the go-ahead buck with about a minute and a half left.
Well, that was you talking about the one to Hunt?
Yeah.
That's an old staple play we've run forever, and Juan needs to be the initiator, and Zeke's the next passer after Juan. So it worked out well. They really did a good job of crowding him. I think it was I think it was Trimble that was crowding him, and somehow he got the ball over to Hunt. But that was a staple play that we run for years, and you know, they executed it perfectly.
You mentioned some of the pieces not quite fitting together yet. Do you feel like that's more on offense or on defense?
I think it's both. I think you got guys thinking instead of playing. That's natural though. It's different for some of those guys. You know, Ryland was so good the other night, but you know, it's a different type of pressure playing in that tonight. They want to do well so bad, but we'll be better. But one thing that we did see tonight, when AJ Storr plays downhill, he's pretty good. So that was a big positive because he hadn't really done that yet. So we saw something that we haven't seen really yet. So that was positive.
And I'm wondering defensively, when you've got a bunch of new guys playing with Hunter and the way you do ball screens, how much of an acclimation process do you go through? for
Well,
guys like Ryan?
let's call it like it is. If we can, we're not gonna be able to guard them coming downhill off a ball screen. I mean, those guys are good. We can do much better. And if we guarded it again, I think I would change how we did some coverages. But we haven't been worried about guarding North Carolina. We've been worried about what's gonna work against 90% of the people we play. And so obviously a lot of that stuff's on me. But we got to do a better job with that. There were times we were actually good with it, but the second half when they were playing downhill, we were on. They were a step ahead of us the entire half.
Bill, this is a game last year where both DeJuan and Hunter probably played 37, 38 minutes just because you didn't have any other options. Did you feel like they had a little extra juice down that stretch?
I don't think either one would have finished the way they finished if Juan came out because of fouls. And Hunt didn't play as much the first half because of fouls, but they were both gassed at the end. I mean, guys, Carolina plays fast, and they were both gassed at the end. So I think the little bit of depth that we had tonight certainly helped us.
And then the other thing, when Hunter got the ball down low, when you could throw it over the top, there's not a guy waiting there. When you just get it and he could maybe put it on the floor 4 or 5 times, I don't think you'd see that much last year. How much does that spacing help?
I think it'll help. It still remains to be seen. Guys, we're 6 of 21. I don't have my readers on. I think we're 6 of 21 from 3. So it's not like we shot the ball well, but just the threat of shooting the ball probably is going to open some stuff up for him.
Coach, what did you like about KJ's defense and intensity tonight, especially in that first half? He was really flying around.
Yeah, KJ was great the first half. He turned his ankle. You guys probably saw it, and he wasn't the same after that. But he didn't score after that, I don't think. But yeah, he was great the first half. He played to his athletic ability the first half. So still needs to rebound.
Bill, Carolina didn't call a timeout on that last play. What did you see on your defense on Caduce?
I thought it was great, but Juan made the play. We knew they were we call it Oklahoma State action, where they bring RJ off and then they go screen back for him, and then he comes off the middle, and then he comes back and they pin in for him. And they were trying to get him a shot, and Juan kind of top blocked it where they couldn't get him the ball, and then we were switching 5 and on the ball screens, and Hunt did a really good job on Cadeau. Hunt actually on that last possession actually screwed up because he showed us that he can actually get out there and guard. So we should probably expect that moving forward.
A lot of former players here, and you've tied Fog Allen as the school's all-time winningest coach. How does this rank? You're a Hall of Famer, but how do you feel about tying Fog Allen tonight?
Oh, well, that, I feel good. I'll be honest with you, I hadn't thought about it today till Brian Haney asked about it, and we tied him last year, and then we got 15 taken from us. But the whole thing is I'm proud, but he's still the greatest coach and the best innovator, and that this school will ever know. So we don't need to get carried away. We play more games. If he'd have played that many games and coached 39 years, he'd have won 2,000 games. But it's great. It's great. But the reality of it is all we are is we just want a big game in November that you guys will make a bigger deal out of than whatever. Because I guarantee Hubert's going to leave out of here thinking, you know what, we got better. And I think that we'll leave out of here thinking, even though we didn't play our best, I think that we found a way to win, which is a big positive thing. So it was probably a good game for both programs, I would think.
You just touched on this, but how helpful is it when you can have a game that serves as this big learning experience, but you didn't have to lose in order to have that learning experience?
Oh, well, yeah, you'd rather be taught lessons winning than not winning. So there's no question about that. So, but if we hadn't won, I wouldn't have been pissed. I mean, guys, it's November 8th. We're not even going to recognize Carolina in March as the same team, and hopefully you won't recognize us either. So, but it's a good start. But I didn't want to put too much emphasis on this game.
And Coach, on that last possession, as a coach, when you see the shot go up, what are you thinking? Are you if it goes in and you play the next play, or are you just in the moment? I know that's kind of weird.
Well, yeah. If it goes in, depending on the clock, what we probably it was at the very end, so we would have called timeout. And I can do that. So, but the big thing is, it's kind of a coaching dilemma. He makes the first free throw to go up 3. You call timeout and ice the shooter, or do you let him shoot it and then sub? So I believe in letting him shoot it if he just made one. And so he missed it. So we were in switch at 5, but that kind of puts a different pressure on Hunt to be able to guard a guard out there. But he did a good job. He did a good job.
And I don't think we'll see you again, so any initial thoughts on Michigan State and another tough game coming up?
You know what? I haven't watched Michigan State yet. I know a lot of their personnel, but I haven't studied them yet. And you know, playing Tom's teams is different because he runs more sets than anybody in the country. So you know, getting your guys prepared for what they do. It'll be a multi-day scout. Tomorrow will be an off day, but Sunday and Monday will be pretty intense on trying to figure out how to slow them down. And they run it down your throat too. They always have been great at that, as good as anybody in the country. So we got to tighten that up.
Bill, Zeke said that he came to Kansas to play games like this. Just how'd you feel he met the moment in his first opportunity to do that?
Well, he met it with flying colors. He was great. He was fantastic. And the second half, he had some wide open looks that were probably better looks than he had the first half, and just didn't get them to go down. But he made a couple of plays off the bounce that were huge. He was great. He was great, and we needed everything. Diggy didn't have his best tonight, but Zeke made up for it. He was terrific. We don't have a chance to win without him.
Coach, how do you feel the transition process has gone for AJ Storr, coming from a Wisconsin team where he was the first and second option, and then coming to a Kansas team that we have now with such a deep bench where he's not necessarily the first, second, third, not even the fourth option, but getting those crucial minutes down the stretch? How do you feel that process has gone for him?
Well, I think he played great tonight. You know, didn't play as well as second half, but he played great tonight. He played downhill. The way that we want to play is ball and body movement. The ball doesn't stick. AJ has a tendency sometime to hold it, and it kind of screws up how we want to do things. Even though it stuck a lot the second half with everybody, but he'll be fine. You know, he's been here for well, we've been practicing hard for 6 weeks. He hasn't fought anything. He buys in. His attitude's great. He's going to get it because he wants to get it. But I thought we saw a little bit different AJ when the lights came on tonight.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thanks, Coach.